They called me a monster for being gay, and now they need my bone marrow. We know we said things, but family is family, my brother Dalton said, standing on my doorstep after 8 years of silence, holding medical papers that showed he needed a bone marrow transplant. You're the only match. Behind him stood our parents, the same ones who'd thrown my belongings on the lawn when I was 18 and told the neighbors I was dead, rather than admit they had a gay son. Family? I laughed. You disowned me for loving someone with the same chromosomes. That was different, Mom said, clutching her purse. We were protecting our values. Your values included telling everyone I died in a car accident. They'd held an actual memorial service, posted an obituary, created a fictional tragedy rather than acknowledge my actual existence. I'd found out through a cousin who'd seen me very much alive at a coffee shop and nearly fainted. People make mistakes, Dad offered weakly. Mistakes? You testified against me when I tried to get custody of my nephew after my sister died, saying homosexuals shouldn't raise children. My sister Vera passed away 2 years ago, leaving her son Tyler. Despite being his favorite uncle, the one who'd secretly stayed in touch, my parents convinced the judge I was an inappropriate influence. Tyler ended up with Dalton, who promptly enrolled him in conversion therapy camp for supporting me. That's water under the bridge, Dalton said. I'm dying here. Funny how death makes you flexible about who counts as family. The irony was beautiful. The perfectly healthy straight son with the right values needed the gay monster's bone marrow to survive. The son they'd buried in fiction needed to resurrect himself to save the one they'd chosen. We'll pay you, Mom blurted out. With what? The inheritance you made sure I couldn't claim because dead sons don't inherit? They'd been thorough in erasing me. When Grandma died and left her house to all grandchildren equally, they'd produced my death certificate to increase their kids' shares. Please, Dalton begged. My kids need their father. Interesting. Tyler needed his uncle, but you sent him to pray away his support system. Here's what they didn't know. I'd already been tested. I already knew I was a match. I had already decided what I'd do, but not for them. I'll do it, I said, watching hope bloom on their faces. On 3 conditions. Anything, Dalton said quickly. First, you publicly acknowledge I exist. Social media, church newsletter, everywhere you announce my death, you announce my resurrection, and why you lied. Mom's face went pale. But people will. Second, Tyler comes to live with me. Full custody, no fight. You can't, Dad shouted. Third, you donate the money you got from selling my share of Grandma's house to LGBTQ youth charities, all $85,000. That's extortion, Dalton shouted. No, that's the price of the family values you claim to have. Helping others, sacrifice, charity, all those things you preached while practicing hate. They had 48 hours to decide. The medical window was closing. They chose Dalton's life over their reputation. The Facebook post admitting they'd lied about my death got 3,000 shares. Their church kicked them out. Dad lost his position on the town council. The bone marrow transplant worked. Dalton survived, though he can barely look at me during his mandatory thank you visits. Mom sends Christmas cards now, generic ones that say, to someone special, because she still can't write son. Tyler thrived in my custody. Turns out he's gay too, which he'd hidden from them for years after seeing what happened to me. He's 17 now, applying to colleges with his boyfriend, living openly. Last month, Dalton's oldest son came out as trans. Dalton called me, panicking about what to do. Love him, I said. It's literally that simple. But what will people think? They'll think you learned from your mistakes, or you can disown another family member and hope you never need their help again. He chose love this time, maybe because he remembered lying in that hospital bed, alive because the monster he'd helped bury had more compassion than his entire righteous family combined. They called me a monster for being myself. They came crawling back when the monster was their only hope. Now they live knowing their lives depend on the humanity of someone they tried to erase.